No, I don't need to see it.
Was fired, then he said, "What?"
It is time for bed, you two. Okay, I think it's time to get all this started. I think I'm ready to go. Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, and we are back with the second day of Darkseal. I apologize for getting to this just a little bit late today, so we're going to start things off by checking to see who's lost their metro. Starting things off with Battlefield 1, 96 has taken both, well, let's make sure before I make any assumptions. 10 has lost their metro to DHX, and I think it's safe to assume that back up to here. 22 also lost their metro to 96, and just looking at the glory, they've definitely taken off here. 10 is definitely a contender for one of the better regions in the game. However, getting put up against 96, definitely one of the top 3, is difficult. So this whole battlefield was just kind of a mess to begin with. On to Battlefield 2, 67 has lost theirs, as expected. I'm curious who took it. HNB did end up taking it, which means we might get some action in Boone territory trying to take the other one, if they decide to go that route. I don't think Boone is going to try and invade HNB. Let's see if I'm going to be wrong. No, they're kind of staying out of things. Nope, everybody's kind of staying out of it. They've done their fighting. They're prepping for Archipelago raid. I can't really blame them there. Okay, well, thank you for joining the chat, Aubrey. You're welcome to join us all whenever you get back home. Drive safe. I assume you're driving. Hey, Smoke Alt, good to see you. I swear I love your emojis. I love the emojis. I need to make little bluey emojis for myself. Thinking about having those commissioned here next week. On to the next one. 41 lost theirs. So, and my guess is 102 took it. So let's go take a look. 102 did end up taking that, and it looks like a lot of them are still here. But mostly fighting zombies. Doesn't look like if they're mostly here, they're probably not in the other region, but we'll go take a look just in case. I do feel bad that this Darkseal happens so close to Archipelago raid, because unless you're going to run away with it, it's hard to want to fight. 102 took it, that means they'd be heading over to 26. And nope, BTW is sitting around here, but has a couple of members sitting there. but nothing fancy. 2. Yep, no action in here. ROK and BTW are still trying to save up for Archipelago raid, which the registration just opened a couple of hours ago. So, yeah, can't really blame them for not wanting to take part. On to Battlefield 4. 54 did end up losing theirs despite the close point values, so I imagine there's probably still something going on here. HAO is trying to defend it. But it doesn't look like 54 has enough personnel to really do much about it. Damn, I imagine we missed some fighting with this one. This DS, I'm not worried about the ranking rewards, just aiming for the mission rewards. That's most people. Kill the zombies, kill the hive minds, get your gathering points, try to get your battle points from rallies and everything else, and then just move on. Get the rewards so that you can be better prepared for Archipelago raid without having to really fight for it. And no one's over here in 40. All of 98s are over in the other region, so I doubt there's anything going on in 98 either. So, I really wish I could just click the Dark Seal button from the other screen as opposed to having to come back to my shelter all the time. That gets annoying. Oh, there's currently a fight going on in 147. 168 took the metro from 147, and 147 is fighting to get it back. The problem that 147 is going to face is they are condensed into one alliance, and trying to win this with one rally is difficult, to say the least. As you can see, they're running a Thunder Jin rally for sustain, and it's going to sit there. I don't think Thunder's the best option for rallies. If you were in my stream last night, then you know that running Thunder on the field in a rally just isn't that great. So, just 1 second. Yeah, this is one of those times where you wish you had a second alliance that was capable of running a rally, even just a second alliance that a couple members could hop into and run a rally like that. Because Thunder Jin can absorb some damage, but you don't have the damage output to do enough with this. I'm heading over to... Sorry, so I have someone asking for the link to the YouTube. Jin Lewis with maybe troop restriction. I would actually flip that. Give me a second and I'll explain what I mean by that. Okay, sorry about that. Green tea, Jin Lewis would be valid. However, you would want to run it Lewis Jin. And I can't really get off the screen to show why, so hopefully my explanation works. First off, Jin has horrible talent trees. Just god-awful. So having him be a lead isn't a good option. It just isn't. So the idea is to try and run him as a secondary. And his active skill lasts for 5 seconds and gives a massive bonus to attack and defense for himself. I believe it's 55% whenever it's maxed out. That's solid. And if you can get it to line up with Lewis's skill damage, you're doing a great job. If you just need to focus on getting that rage generation up high enough on Lewis Jin to get the skill cycle down to less than 6 seconds. I say 6 specifically because Jin's buff takes effect the turn after it activates. So, if you have a 6-second timer, second 1, Lewis's skill goes off. Second number 2, Jin's skill goes off. Then seconds 3, 4, 5, and 6 are 4 of the 5 seconds of Jin's buff. On the very next one, Lewis's skill goes off again. So he still gets the massive attack buff from Jin's active skill because it lasted long enough to make that loop. So it could be done. I don't think it's the best option, but it's a very sustainable rally. Jin has a lot of, defense. He's just not going to hurt things too much. So if you needed a range rally in a pinch that could, sit on the field for a while, Lewis Jin isn't a bad option. Because you'll get the likes of Chun Julia or Julia Jacob. Julia Lewis rallies that cannot take a hit very well comparatively. So, if you wanted to run that Lewis Jin combo, it'll work well. It won't be optimized, but it'll work well. Just something to think about as we go into Archipelago raid, because you're going to have only 3 rallies on towers, so you've got to be careful about the troop compositions and the hero compositions of the rallies that you're running, because you have a max of 3 rallies and a reduction in damage in all of them. Okay, looks like PENG is coming after him again, and Submarine is not paying attention. It's just, Jin is such an oddball. Because, the buffs that he just got make him more viable. Especially more viable on the field. But he's still not the best option for running rallies. Most troop-specific commanders can outdo him in a lot of ways. I wonder why PENG is just walking in, getting hit, and walking out. It should be coordinated so that they can get troops in next to the metro and get them reinforced. Because there hasn't been any troops walking towards us that have been able to make it. And there's no one trying to counter rally this. I know PENG has a couple of commanders that are capable of counter rallies. I guess they're trying to avoid being hit. one thing that you could do if you're stuck in a situation like this where you have this many troops out surrounding you, get a heavy counter damage infantry rally going, restrict it to infantry, and counter rally this troop. They're going to hit you on the way through, but if you have high counter damage, you will likely be out damaging them along the way. Once it gets here, you can fight as much as you want until the troop count inside of the rally is just above the missing troop count inside of the metro. Once you do that, cancel the rally. Then there will be all infantry troops less than a couple of seconds away from the metro. Walk in. It's arguably the easiest way to reinforce a metro when they have field control. Because 2 million troops is going to make it from point A to point B. Oh, and they gave up. So now they're going to have to reset that rally if they haven't done it already. Well, while we're waiting on them to make something happen, let's go take a look at some of the other regions. Actually, on that note, Battlefield 30, we're not doing a lot, but we did end up taking the lead, and we currently have 95s Metro. We probably could come over here and take 170s if we pushed enough, but again, we're trying to prepare for Archipelago raid. Yeah, green tea. We've actually used it a couple of times in some of the more difficult dark seals we've been in. It's easily the most effective way to reinforce a metro in that situation. Because if you just try to march them out there, it doesn't matter if you have 200 or 300,000, even tier 6 troops, they're going to get swarmed. Because the smart thing for them to do is to take the losses and swarm it. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, 147 is out there. Metro, but they're going to fight for it back. I imagine. I am curious who has this one. 147 has this Metro, and I'm really surprised that 43 isn't trying to take it back, given the current situation with between the 147 and 168, I guess. And we're back. Say that's Battlefield 5. Is there any other rallies going on right now? I'm looking for those red fighting swords. Wow, they all three still have theirs. Nice. All three still have them. One lost theirs. Oh dang. 59 took both of those. Man, no fighting going on right now. It's a shame that there's not too much going on. Before I start hopping around again. Among 3 rallies in AR, do you think it's better to have the first rally can be of infantry to take the hit from towers and the other 2 to be of Bellis, Fen, or range? That's Honestly, with the change to damage output, it's hard to say. Because before it was a 50% damage reduction in all rallies, but there was no limit on the amount of rallies that could be run. The only upper limit was the amount of alliances that were currently attached to that tower. Limiting it to 3 rallies and limiting the damage, there's part of me that believes that they all need to be high damage, but currently my suggestion is yes, take that infantry with high counter damage to lead. Because you want the counter damage, you want the sustainability. That's why you can run, honestly, you could run a Eddie Robert. Eddie Jin wouldn't be too bad there. Something that can just take a hit. I don't think healing is going to be necessary in those rallies. So definitely avoid Thunder. You're just not going to be getting enough lightly wounded troops in each cycle to really heal anything off. But Eddie is going to be a staple because you need to find ways to increase the damage. Robert also reduces HP. And then the other 2 rallies need to be about dealing as much damage as possible. And if there is a thunder, find a way to silence or negate that thunder as much as possible. Because with a 2 million garrison limit and a limitation on squad damage and rallies, thunder on garrison is, well, as if he wasn't taking over enough as it is, he's going to be just fine. So you're going to want to have the infantry to tank the hit, arranged to and I'm thinking commanders like Chun Julia to silence, as opposed to putting Carry in to reduce the healing. Because in that situation, I think Thunder will be overhealing. And then, yeah, a Bella Sven would be perfectly fine as a rider rally. They need to be completely full as much as possible. So stay coordinated, keep the rallies full, and I think you'll be fine. Plus, if you run an infantry rally first, the first instinct for people is to counter rally. Is to counter rally the first thing that hits you, the first thing that marches off. And if you counter rally Eddie, he's still going to get pretty good trades off of it. Yeah, that we've honestly had been working on that for 3 months. It got a lot of use in our alliance and in the Patreon page, and I just felt like it's Christmas. A lot of people are still having a lot of questions about how armaments work and a guideline to follow about what to pick up for armaments. If you need a laugh, actually, let me go ahead and point that there. There's a couple of sheets that I added in there for comedic relief, because I wanted to make sure that I covered all of my bases. Give me just a second. I'm currently going through my data sheet myself because I haven't looked at it in a while. I made the damn thing. Well, me and Z made the damn thing. Still think there's going to be a fight here. Yeah, they're still fighting here. So you all can watch what's going on there while I go through my armament page. So yeah, if you're in my Discord page, and you want a laugh, the armament sheet has 3 comedic relief slides. Or at least they're funny to me. I believe it's 7, 12, and 13. Simply because there are no heroes that fit that particular role in troop focus. So, like for example, one of them, I had each role and each troop focus in the drop-down menu, and if you combined garrison defense and rider troops to try and figure out what armaments you should pick to run a garrison with rider troops, you've already made a mistake. Anyways, onward. I imagine this rally's got to be starting soon. They're still covering the open field. I couldn't help myself. If you're trying to run a sustained garrison with ranged, no. Yeah, and for Archipelago raid, I've already worked out that I will be there for the entire stream. So all 5 days, I will be streaming, likely from about 2:30 UTC, for at least 2 to 3 hours. Hopefully, I can catch some of the action, but with everything being a bit more condensed, we should get plenty of stuff going on from the very beginning. While these people are deciding what they want to do with their lives, I just want to double check the update. Where did it go? Did I miss it? I had to have. Oh, game update notice. Here it is. Yeah, it is 5 days. Level 4 checkpoints will be open on day 1. So you will be able to build all the way to the level 6 towers from day 1. There's no people being stuck inside of their own area and you're just worried about field fighting. Once you get in the game, you will be able to build directly to the level 5 checkpoints and the level 6 towers. So that ought to make things a bit more interesting for the first phase. Definitely for the first day. Don't tell me what to do, Kev. I'm out here by myself. No one's hitting me. Sad, but yeah, no one's hitting me. What we got? Okay. Now back to 147. They should have had a rally launch by now. Oh, look at them go. Here we go. PNG is trying to get something. They ran a better route. Ooh. I say better, but no. That is not doing well. They have no coverage in this top right corner, so PNG is just marching troops back in. I wish I could scout, and you're chasing too far. Where is Super Doomstone? Damn it, I need to find you. There you are. Info. You're sort of built for riders. 147, it's not bad. Plenty of kills. I imagine the armaments are pretty good as well, with all gold parts in the rider-based equipment. Odd that you still only have 2 golds, but then again, I can't really gauge how long that takes because well, it's harder to spend on carbon steel. Yeah, that was not working. I'm sorry, 147. You need to have a second alliance of people that is capable of running a rally. Even if it's just the tank rally. Put like 10 people in one alliance and have them run I don't know, an Eddie Jin rally. And then follow it up with your hardest hitting ranged or rider rally and go from there. $489 days consecutively logging into this game. Now I'll admit, at least 3 or 4 of those days in the last month have been because I simply didn't log off. Anyways, now I'm gonna have to wait for them to go again. I wonder if any of the lower regions are doing well. While I'm... Oh, I need... There we go. And I need to learn to type faster. Anyways. Let's go take a look at some of the lower regions, because there's only 88 of them now. I'm wondering if any of them have any fighting going on. Wow, 257. 257 is the only one that doesn't have their metro, and both of them lost their... Oh, they traded. I'd be willing to bet money they traded. We're gonna find some fighting today, people, I swear. $14 UCC, I don't blame you. Wait until a lot of countries will be asleep at that point. Oh, and 263. Like, I want to give commentary on action, and I know we shouldn't expect too much out of... Oh, here we go. Thank you for catching that, green tea. And this is a Jin Thunder rally. This is more backwards than the other. Well, I can't say that because Jin technically has better talent trees for rallying than Thunder does. And I mean that, well, I'm not surprised that it's been going on for 2 hours. both of them are set up to heal off everything that they've got going on, and I imagine the trades for this are very heavily in Wolf's favor. Very heavily in Wolf's favor. I would like to see them counter rally this thing. Just so I can see that trick in action. Ooh, what if I could tell him? Do I want to help out Wolf? Defending their own... Here. Yuma AZ. I'm going to... And that's from Wolf. Let's see, Wolves Global. Am I just blind? Gotta be blind, right? Yeah, I've gotta be blind. It's not one of their better players. I guess I've not got no room to talk. I can run a defense fairly well, and I'm far from the best player, but... Anyways. But it says his alliance is Wolf. That would be why. But there he is. That makes sense. And let's see if they do anything about it. I wonder why it would show me that he's in Wolf, because it's like, I'm not blind. That says Wolf. And I'm not blind. That person is running cars. Oh, it's a hell of a tactic, especially against this. If you run a Rigoro Eddy rally, I will remind myself to come back to this in just a second. One of the better ones that you can do is to run a Rigoro Eddy counter rally. The main purpose of it is to have this 44% counter damage on top of this 30% counter damage. And the only damage that you will be able to do to your enemies while walking in a rally is counter damage. So they're hitting you with basic attack damage and maybe skill damage, and you're hitting them for 164% worth of counter damage. That's not something they want to hit. So chances are you're not going to have as many people hitting it. Then once it gets close, you cancel that rally, and the troops just march in. It takes a lot of coordination to pull off, because there's so many times where half the people aren't paying attention, and as soon as you cancel the rally, those troops will start marching back, and you lose them all. Because they're not making it back. But I do wonder if they'll try it. Let's go check 143 to see if they've run another rally, but at least we got two places we can bounce between for... Oh, no. Oh, 147. Sorry, had a bit of a brain fart there. Or would that be a bit of a me fart? I don't know. No, they've given up. Huh. Or did they move somewhere else? No, it looks as 147 is still here. A lot of resources going around, some people scouting. But they're going to hold off and do it later. Well, that's a shame. Oh. This is stupid. So very stupid. Because not only are you not using troops that are going to benefit the damage in any way, you are up against likely still around 2 million troops with your measly little 200,000. It's just not a viable option. If you want to throw yourself at something, at least use like a Jaden Lee or something that's going to weaken that garrison as much as possible, so you can get a little bit more damage out of your rally, and that does require some timing. But just hitting it with a Maxine? What are we trying to accomplish there? Tom at least has a debuff that can be used to weaken the rally, but he would actually be better over here so that he can buff his allied rally. Hey, main. What are we looking at here? It does seem like it. Especially between alliances or regions of similar power. They're just like, no, we're not going to take this one. But there's been quite a few of the metros taken this time around. Well, the unwritten rule right now is that no region holds the metro after the event is over. technically you get bonuses, I believe, for holding on to the metro after the game is over. I actually want to double check that. Rules. No, okay, that's not a thing anymore. I thought that used to be a thing. I know it was in a couple other games where if you took your enemy's metro or headquarters or whatever you wanted to call it, you would. Okay, checking out 185. But if you took it, you could hold on to it. Oh, thank you. Oh, we got at least one rally here. Placement's a little off, but the damage output is worth it. I knew. Some people swear by this. I don't see it myself, but some people swear by a Thunder Tom garrison. And early on, sure, I can see it being viable just to survive. But Thunder Tom runs into that area of too much healing. It doesn't look like it's having any problems right now because there's enough skill damage coming from the enemy to make it worthwhile. He's still hitting for healing for 7,900 consistently. But I've seen a lot of cases where a Thunder Tom garrison will overheal. And if you have two units that are based around healing and they're not able to do their job, seems like you should be optimizing your units in another way. What are you doing? You're hitting a rider rally. .185 is trying to regain field control on one side of the map so that they can kind of take over from this side and push them away. You've got some sleepers over here, and not the good kind of sleeper. I'm just glad there's some action. Let's take a look at some of these troop compositions while we're at it. Is that a Lee Jin? Nakano is still usable early on. Lee Jin isn't unheard of. That's just well, if planning to counter rally. If planning to counter rally what, Green Tea, specifically? I want to make sure I answer the right question. You all should be moving forward to push them back. You're pushing them back. Once you get field control, they need to cancel. This rally needs to. No, not sorry, I got it backwards. This rally is a lot safer as it is, with 185 having more field control. 193 has a couple of has some members over here. They have full control of this corner and this one. Well, can I say they have full control when a lot of their shelters are burning? Count as the same thing? Yeah, 185 needs to have field control. If they're allowed to reinforce, you're not gonna beat them. and 11. Yay, productivity. Anyways, trying to think. I'm trying to guess what you mean by that, green tea. I am. I really don't know what you mean by um, planning to counter rally. Let's head back over to 263 and see how they're doing. We'll hop back and forth between these two. They're taking a lead. Gotta love when two rallies are duking it out and the only skill damage in the entire fight is coming from a freaking Tom. Sorry, that's hilarious to me. You've got two full rallies going on here, and the only skill damage is from Tom. The only red numbers coming up over here are Tom's active skill damage right now, and his chance of dealing that additional counterattack damage, which isn't going off very often, to be honest. But as it stands right now, they will eventually win. It's just not going to be very good trades. So. Get back in here. Oh, here we go. Let's see. 193 is taking back over. You've got a couple of sleepers from 185 really putting a damper on things. Inex 193 is running. This is a counter rally that is running all riders and doing very well. However, they are running a Bella Lewis for some reason. CH76s. Oh, it's them. Okay. I mean, yeah, they canceled that because. Sorry, they canceled. Okay. Got a second before they get started again, so head back to 263 and watch this long one going on. Yeah, but I don't know, it's hard to determine what's more effective, trying to hit random troops that are walking by you or doing your damnedest to take out the rally you intended to attack. You know? Give me just one moment. I'll keep this right here, but I need to deal with my children. Apologies, I had to beam one of my children with a Squishmallow. Did I miss anything? No, the lines haven't even moved. Sorry, the Hell Knights are still really freaking cool. It's weird coming down to some of these regions and seeing, and not seeing every march be those freaking dinosaurs or Hell Knights or whatever the case may be. And yet you go over to Boone, H&B, DHX, and those, and they all have one. They all have one. What do we got here? How's my friends list right now? I'm at 98. I need to clear out some of those. There's people that don't play anymore. Oh, look, Captain Carnage. Hold on, the name changed. Grandpa Owl. Are you going to be from over here too? Here, I will drop the invitation in the chat. Give me just one moment. I usually tie it to my YouTube videos, but I know the link expires from time to time. There we go. Are they really? If that's the case, it's genius. Because my first thought, I see cars on the field, I don't care what commanders you put them with. You're getting hit. Oh, okay, these, yeah, I've learned to recognize that these are not cars. Despite, the tank-like feel of them. They kind of look like tanks. But I know that one's a troop skin. Who was running? Was it in this region or in 147 they were doing? What are you doing? Oh. Come on. Will they make another play at it? Nope. 147 has currently given up on 168s on their own metro. So, it's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back. No rallies right now. Okay. They're setting up to rally, but they're not actually rallying it yet. Actually, while that is just kind of sitting there, let's see if any of them are fighting now. Okay, we know that's happening. A lot of places where only one metro is missing. I got two here from 3, 8, and 28. Man, none of these are fighting. 1, 2, and 6, all the way down here in region Battlefield 40. Nope. I'm not going to go through all 80 of them. Come on. Go back to what we were doing. That's not good. It doesn't look like they took my advice, which is really sad. No, we have poor Lucky Charms over here getting hit while they're running a Liam Charles garrison. Oh, another thing. People keep forgetting this. Whenever you're going to garrison something that you're not the garrison captain of, it doesn't matter what you bring. Don't send your own shelter garrison captains out to garrison a tower or something else. Run a stupid Jaden Maxine if you want to. That can just send that can get the troops from point A to point B. If you send out your garrison team and your shelter is undefended, it's just easy pickings at that point. Anyways, that's 264. What am I doing? Is there another alliance of 263? Oh, there you are. I'm missing a lot of infantry buffs here. We're trying to be running a garrison. But since he took over, I will send him the same thing I sent. I'll leave that there. Come into copy. And oh, look at all these people. Oh, they're doing it. They're not going to let them make it either. Look at them slow it down, put all of that counter damage. This is where you split it. Cancel that rally right now and get those troops into the metro. Get them in. You're just going to sit them outside. They're going to kill you. But even with that huge swarm at it, a lot of them made it. Never mind, you all did it. And now they have a way of reinforcing that garrison, and there's not much 264 can do about it. Nice. Wouldn't have been the heroes I would have chosen for that, but it worked. Yeah, it's always nice when people listen, isn't it? Oh no, my recording stopped. I'll have to pull this stream from Twitch later. Figure out what's going on with my storage space. Oh well. But yeah, that was a Tom Thunder rally or something like that. It got all the way up to here with over half of the troops left, so it was still 1,000,000 troops in that rally. The counter damage on it was probably still nice, so it got decent trades. And now there's a region all the way down in 263 that knows how to do this. Good morning, Miga Mustica. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And again, it's a username, so I still have people call me Mr. Brian at times. It does, but I like to have a separate recording on as a backup, and I didn't realize that my storage. Oh, I know what it is. I moved locations for my computer, and I didn't bring my external. Damn it. That's why. But yes, it does, and I can easily pull that live from there to my YouTube page proper. See, when you sent, yeah, they sent a rider rally at it this time. That didn't work. They wanted to go for speed. What's this? You can beat that yourself. You didn't need to share that. Did you need help with that? And look, they're already stacked up on this side because they know the reinforcement rallies tend to come from this side now. How many people? Did anyone join? Good lord. Y'all coming to say hi in my Discord channel. Thank you. I've got, what, 5 new people? Say hi to everybody. If you're looking for my armament guide that I just dropped the other day, it is in the helpful info tab. You will just need to head to role selection in my Discord channel, pick Doomsday, and it'll open up the entire Doomsday Last Survivors channel category. And under helpful info, it's the most recent one I dropped. I hope the channel reaches the 1,000 milestone. I've To be perfectly honest, I've avoided asking for that because I wanted it to hit naturally. I don't want to be one of those kind of people that is like begging for followers or subscribers or anything like that. But I would like for that. I would like to hit that 1,000 milestone. Just to say I did it. And after, according to someone else in the channel, 3 hours of this rally, they failed because they figured out how to reinforce it. Oh, they sent another one. This is a Jin Lewis, so the... Oh, no, you're rallying something else. Going after Captain Carnage. That's when you hop right over here and be done. What are we looking at here? Oh no, Speedy Gonzalez. Nah, you don't need help with that one. Weaker equipment. You could rally that yourself. Yeah, he bubbled immediately. Don't blame him. Surprised it had been 15 minutes since he last was a part of hitting something over here. Let's see. I wish I had access to like the rally menu of different regions that I'm looking at so I can see what kind of fights will be happening later on or if it's going to be dead for a while.
It's not working.
Oh. No, somebody's messed it up.
I don't know who. Wow, a puppy. It is the only one that's been there for a whole hour. So it must be me. And the hour's 10.
Don't worry about it. I'll fix it. There's something else wrong with it.
Funny.
But hey, both of you, it is bedtime. No touch my chips. No, you don't need it. Go. What? That was an interesting choice. Oh, popped out and got yourself killed in order to get back faster or something? I don't know. No one wants to come over here and hit me. I know 147 has its... I don't think 147 is set up again. At least I doubt they have. Nope. And 185 had some stuff going on earlier. Let's see if they're still working at it. Mainly just a lot of open field fighting. You should have backed off a long time ago running a Cynthia team. You'll be able to get away, but G13. Oh, what are you doing down here? I didn't realize that's from IITI. Sorry, Eastwood is a name I recognize, and I don't know if it's... $193 IITI. I think it is. Yeah, that's the same Eastwood. What are you doing down here? You're, I guess, yeah. You can tell by the commander ID. He's from one or two regions below me. Did we have DH as an ally in the last IR? Well, I can't remember the last IR. That was 2 months ago. Actually, no, you are correct. We had DH in Archipelago raid, I believe. I'm trying to think. Like Spot, DH, and one other that was a really good ally. Eastwood can run a rally like no one's business. Why isn't he doing this? Because he doesn't have members that can run it with him? Okay, I need to head to 95 and see if it's actually happening. Don't invade. 95, let's go. Oh, damn. I already moved, but I got 66 more of them. Will they do anything, or will they sit outside singing Kumbaya, hoping that Wolf just leaves? The world may never know. You get moments like this where everybody's just kind of sitting outside and No one can figure out what they're gonna do. Wolf's just sitting in there. You can't swarm it. You can only have... Oh, hold on. We got one. Got one. This is a Jin Thunder rally again from Shemmy. Let me check Shemmy. Nice. Kind of infantry commander I would love to be. Oh, starting off strong. Because so many people decided to leave and no one can get back in it. That was a mistake. Okay, so it wasn't DH that was in ours. Thank you for clarifying that. Because of this situation, they should already have a counter rally on this. Run that full infantry rally up there and I mean, because this rally is doing well. You all saw after the rally was over last time, some people walked out, got themselves killed on the way back. That's troops that can't make it back here. If you had intentions of marching as a group to come reinforce this at no matter the cost, sure. But you pulled troops out knowing you weren't going to make it back. And now the garrison is suffering for it. I kind of want to stick around this time to see if they can do that counter rally again. Sorry, I was looking at something. Come on. Gotta love these early on regions who have so much dedication to the game still. They haven't been burnt out by it, that they're all here. They can show up in numbers comparable to what Boone and H&B can bring. At least as far as the shelters are concerned, not the troops. But you know what I mean. Yep, it is ibuprofen. Who are you giving resources? Someone very far away. You are hitting someone that you are losing to. If you are losing on counter damage, stop fighting. Yeah. Nope, not me. Around here. Yeah, that rally's gonna start soon. I think the garrison capacity is what, 3 million in a metro? Something like that. And it can be garrisoned by anyone from your region. But at the same time, they've been taking that 2,000-3,000 damage quite a while. And damn, and it backed off. Here we go. I think just to anybody that wants. Okay. Nice little bonus to the people who have been watching their stream for a little bit and who aren't a part of my Discord page for whatever reason. Plus, it's always nice to stress test my stuff. Make sure that it works. Man, I wish there was more going on right now. This is just a slow rally. I gotta find that too. I love to see that there's a Jin Thunder rally that's viable. I wouldn't have expected Jin to be very good on rallies just because of his talent trees. Oh no. But Crisis Aid. It was only a day away. Yep, yep. I'm like that little book with the dinosaurs in it. All my friends are dead. They're gonna stay that way for at least another 19 and a half hours. 1.5 million. I wish I had 1.5 million troops to throw at people. I wish I had that. I don't. I wish we could automate the batch healing too. But that's frowned upon, considered breaking the game. I mean, I'm glad there's crisis aid and stuff, but I want to be able to not have to. There should be a consistent. I'm healing 2 hours worth of troops at a time. A button for it. Batch heal, how much you want to heal. Is it an even or a focused distribution? And I don't like. I mean, they made the damn thing for rallies. Like, don't go over this much hospital capacity. Times to deploy. Make sure you have the stamina to do it. Go ahead and pre-consume the troops. Damn, messed up twice. Win. Stop that. You know who you are. I'm on a stream. No, don't click that button. Go through these. Door. Go ahead and get these out of the way. Okay. I don't think I can beat corn. I think that's tier 6. Take a whack at it. Pull that Lee and that. Clicking, but it messes up after a couple of runs and accidentally get into heat. Yeah, the only problem with Raigoro Eddy is while it does a little bit more damage, it doesn't last near. So I end up losing because, well, I can't last. Pretty sure I can. Lee's not able to hit anyone but Raigoro right now. Yeah, I wish I could upgrade. Do I have a skill order for Julia? God, she's a ranged commander. Give me a second. I think if I can get set up on. Nope. But I still won that anyway. Let's take a look at Julia real quick. Obviously, 1. Having the additional 100 rage. Second. Pretty straightforward, 40% in buffs for ranged troops that desperately need it. Reduction in damage from basic attacks is huge, especially when ranged troops tend to get hunted. And increasing skill damage by 17%. Let's face it, that rage, your skill doesn't go off until you're 100% rage. It just seems silly to put that weird restriction on it. I guess in case if Julia gets silenced at over 100 rage, then technically that can fall off, but 17%. You're not Lewis, who's got 30%. 20% chance of being immune to taking increased damage. You don't need to upgrade that one. I would honestly go 1, 3, 2, 4. One, 3 are the first 2. Oh, I was wondering what I thought you were talking about your own. Technically both. Technically both, because I believe that is leggings all the way up here and kind of like a one-piece top, one-piece swimsuit top. This gives this gives Zatanna vibes. If any of you are comic fans, lucky lottery event worth spending gems. Let's go to it, because I personally haven't, and because of that, I don't know what the reward rates are. I don't know how likely it is that you're going to get one of the things on that list. So the rewards themselves for In the interest of science. I believe it costs more the more you put into it. Oh, I've got to film it. I haven't done that yet. Basic attacks, three rage. Oh, it upgrades. No, that one right there. Increases basic attack damage. I want that. I want that. Give me that. Oh, I would need at least one of these. Hold on a second. Which one uses what? I use tape and make sure I pick the one that I'm actually going to use. Fill the rewards. Start it. Considering the amount of coins needed to, yeah, 1,000 gems for 2 spins, and chances are you're going to have to clear the board. I don't see it unless you have enough money to clear the board. If you can get all the way to the max pick that you had, go for it. I wouldn't otherwise. Ooh, what do you got for me? Oh, thank you. Here, hold on. Yeah, you have to buy all the packs because it went from 2, 3 to 5. If it goes up by 3 next time, it'll be 8, then 4, 12. Yeah, it gets expensive. I'm glad it worked for you. I'm glad I caught it on stream. Yeah, that jump at the end where you got all of those troops in, they were going to win that. And it popped back up to 3 million. So when the rally ended, they actually had a full rally. Or full garrison, I mean. That's awesome. And, oh, that is beautiful. Look at those. Look at them. Look at those deaths. You're getting 90% of those back, but still. And then some people trying to hit the dang thing. Technically, yes. Because that tenfold, you are absolutely correct. Because this is more of a buff for you than squad skins. Especially with that reduction in target defense by 8%. Whereas a squad skin looks really cool, but is a 1% increase at a time. Now, in case people don't already know this, The reason spenders will go for every one of these is because you don't have to use it to get the buff. They're cumulative. If you unlock it, you get the 1% defense buff, even if you don't use the helmet. That's the main reason spenders want to unlock all of them, because it gives them just a little bit more. Up to a max, obviously, but let's be honest. If you're getting like infantry squad defense up to 20% on top of everything else, it makes a difference. And this does count with shelter skins as well. Unlocking a shelter skin, like I don't use Mega Mall, but I have the 5% gathering speed and 1% research speed without having to use it. Nope. Mm-hmm. I just want to see this real quick, because definitely had the gear for it. Oh, there we go. Really lacking in the armaments department. I mean, it has devices, but skill 4.5. What's the had him in stats in almost every category except where it counted. Thunder Tom had him beat in defense by 20% and HP by 13%. Almost, sorry, a little over 12%. They had the infantry squad attack, but infantry's attack isn't high enough to truly make use of this. That's why a Dut has such a massive infantry attack buff to actually make it worthwhile. And we're still going, and it looks like they still have the upper hand this time around. That's a different rally. No, it's still Shemmy. Ooh. You're talking about the difference between, just to make sure I got it right. Armament contest is the one, it's this one. I believe the armament contest, Jesus. I'm trying to remember what the rewards are for this. You get 10 of each of these. You do end up with a full helmet, full backpack. You have to unlock, you have to claim the previous tier, but if you do get both tiers, which I believe is 2,500 gold, give or take, or if you're using freedom units, about $25, you do get a full gold helmet, a full gold backpack, two full purple helmets, two full purple backpacks, and I believe these change periodically because it's not a helmet and backpack each time. But $25 in that, and so long as you actually get to the end. Yeah, you do get 2 legendary gears guaranteed of the types that they have available to you. This time around, it's a helmet and a backpack. But the armory event, let me go back to that rally because I actually have a spreadsheet of the armory event that I need to look at. So let me go back to this so you all can watch something while I am looking up my spreadsheet on the armory event. Pompeii points. Secret Armory is what it's called. Oh, it's just a luck calculator. Patreon. There we go. Cost calculator. If I were to spend $25 in Secret Armory, I could get the $20 pack, $5 pack. That would give me a total of 200 tickets for a max of 20 boxes. And even if we opened all Supreme, no, I don't see it being worth it. You can, with $25, you can open 20 Supreme boxes if they pop up. If I did my math right the first time around, that guarantees you 19 gold fragments, but not much else. Technically, it would give you 20, but I went based off of the lower. I think it's 96% to get a 96% chance to get a gold fragment, and 4% to get a full gold armament. So you could end up with a single full gold armament. You would also end up with, you would reach the first milestone, which would give you 30 purple. When I did this, it was shoes. Purple shoe fragments and 12 gold shoe fragments, but it's completely random. So, personally, Armament Contest beats out Secret Armory. In larger quantities, if you can get the larger quantities, then yeah, the Secret Armory starts to be worth it. But you're talking about needing I need a lot more tickets than that. Let's come back and look at this in a minute. How many ECs? It was beautiful. I really wish I could share that. So many people were able to hop in this in the very last second. That was a 2.5 hour long rally. Yes, that's the only thing that my secret armory calculator didn't account for. Was the lucky red box screen. Because I don't know how often that comes up. But yeah, I love watching this thing go down. They they had some get in there, but you can tell it wasn't full marches. But as soon as they got down to about half health, they managed to pull that rally off, come back up to 3 million. Oh, let's go ahead and check that out. No, 185 is not trying anymore. Let's go check 7. No, they're switching things out. There's no other regions that I know of that have a lot of action right now. I can check the dark seal screen real quick. Looking for swords. Hey, hold on. Someone in the chat, please let me know. Have I made a video explaining that method before? I don't know if I have. The rally refill method for that. Because if I haven't, I can pull the footage from. Oh, hold on, we got some. Oh, damn it! Pay attention. It's literally the one we were just looking at. I feel stupid. But yeah, I can pull highlights from this video to make that one explaining how to do that. Yeah, now that there's a central city to take care of, well, we'll need to see the map, see? Because if the city 8 is built like this, in the middle of it, absolutely. The more open field it is, the easier it is for single marches to be able to make it on their own. I mean, Island Raid, when the big Island Raid with HMB, DHX, and Boone, single marches were able to make it if you just bunched them up. But when you can literally block corners like this, it makes that harder to pull off. So having a consistent method of getting a large amount of troops from point A to point B is helpful, to say the least. Because I don't know if I don't think Wolf would have held out. They would have eventually lost. It would have still taken probably another hour or so. I wonder if they're planning a rally in there now. What are we testing? I'll come back. I'm all the way over here by myself. Come say hi. No one wants to hit me. Although that's kind of been like a good marker for how mismatched our island raid is, or no, sorry, not island raid, our dark seal is. If the people that we're up against won't hit me, then we're probably doing pretty well. If they're willing to swarm me, we're probably having problems. And we have crossed the 2-hour mark into this stream tonight, and I'm just glad we were able to have something to watch today. I was honestly scared starting this stream up that there wasn't going to be enough action, and not only did we have some fighting going on, but we learned some things today. But I'm going to have some downtime between now and the Archipelago streams. I will make sure I get that video about refill rallies, I guess I'll call them, and get that video out before Archipelago raid starts. I feel like that would be very helpful for a lot of people, especially who are stuck in this situation. Right, go. In what order? Ooh. Hey, Panda! Didn't expect to see you in here today. How's it going? You're welcome to share in the chat, share to me in game, and I'll go over it here on the stream. Yeah, DS has been pretty boring for us as well. Once we took one of the metros that we were up against, we've kind of left it alone. I'm just glad I've found some fighting to stream today. Yeah, and honestly, I think that's why it is a boring DS for everybody, because Archipelago raid is coming up. Which is fine. That means Archipelago raid is going to be that much more entertaining. Okay. Oops, app. Oh, I can't watch it while I'm looking at a different shelter. Starting to even out on this end, but they're still taking a lot more damage overall. And with a lack of field control, they're definitely going to have to run a refill rally. R2, R6, both regions are weaker than us. Good armament. Yeah. I completely... Yeah, it really is pretty much dead. I ended up watching a couple of fights in there yesterday, but I didn't think they have anything going on. If I remember correctly, both of the other metros are taken in that. I'm trying to remember which. Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, both of the other metros were taken. Yeah. everyone we left behind in Region 6. I'm still surprised there's some stronger players there. I mean, I know Naruto's there. So okay. Which these two? Oh wait, no. I'm looking at the wrong side. Damn. Well, that's why. Jaden Lewis isn't great. Not the worst I've ever seen. Bella with to be honest, I think that's pretty much what he did when we were playing with him. I was kind of upset that he didn't join us, but it is what it is. See, you definitely have more underdeveloped units. The Lee Lewis is fine. Tom Thunder is definitely healing for you. Rigoro Alex is tried and true. A Charlie. It's that Jaden Akemi that's a little off for me. Yeah. I hated how quickly Naruto was pulling away from me because he was usually my go-to for a good fight in arena. Yeah, he was very heavily infantry based whenever we were playing together. He was one of our defensive captains for Pompeii. No, Thunder's underdeveloped here, but other than that. Yeah, I really don't know what you could change here. That 4 million is just a hard one to run. Jacob Victor on the wall. Huh. If you got a report of that, I would love to see it because I want to see more of Jacob. And ever since I moved, we don't have a lot of people that are willing to run him. I see why you said, Zoop, I see why you said Akemi worked better. But I don't know if it was worth it. Overhealing. Actually, let's go back to that rally and see if we can get a good example of it. Overhealing is when you heal more heal more troops than there actually exist. Healing only works on lightly wounded troops. So if you don't have lightly wounded troops to heal, then it's only going to heal what's there, and the rest of those numbers are wasted. Let's watch Thunder's skill go off, and we can see a good example of it here. 11, 22, and then nothing for a whole turn before he tries to heal again. That means there's healing that he could have been doing in that in those rounds, but because there was no lightly wounded troops to heal, it's wasted. That's what we call overhealing. If you have a pair that is overhealing, you need to either shift away from the defensive side of things to allow for more lightly wounded troops to heal off, which gives you more room to boost offenses, or pick a different commander pair. On garrisons like this, there's a lot of people that shy away from Thunder Tom or Tom Thunder because of overhealing, and because this entire line, by the time it's done, is all heavily wounded or dead. And here, we can show that in the rally we saw. If you look here, for both sides, honestly, the heal was in the millions. The lightly wounded on both sides was actually lower than the amount healed, and that's primarily due to the fact that you're healing troops multiple times. So when any of these marches went back, all the lightly wounded troops were already healed. Everything else is dead and heavily wounded. And those numbers start to pile up pretty quick when you have heroes that do that much healing on garrisons. That's why a lot of people shifted from Thunder Tom to like Thunder Lewis so that they could hit harder and still keep Thunder's heal active. Or what are some other options? I know some people have been going for Thunder Jacob. I would love to see those. But just avoiding doing too much healing. Against single targets, 100% agree with you. I'm more thinking of Jacob as like a quarter AoE to Lewis. And with Archipelago raid limiting the rallies that can hit you to 3, I'm kind of curious if Jacob will be effective in those. Thank you. Ooh, look at that. A little mismatched on the armaments, but the stats are solid. Went with... He's got infantry and range primarily. Armaments are solid. Yeah, Eddie... I hate that for Eddie. I really do. Why the hell did they give him the defense tree? They give him the siege tree for being able to deal more damage. He's got okay skill damage for an infantry commander. No, you're fine. I'm going back to it. I don't like the skill tree. Sorry, I don't like the fact that Eddie didn't come with the skill tree. Well, Z, which of his accounts do we want, though? That's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to ignore that those exist. I'll just come over here and look at these. There we go. Those make things look better. The answer to that is yes. But let's see. I want to see the combat log on that. Solid amount of skill damage from both Eddie and Adut. But Eagle Strike 389. Holy hell. I 727,000 kills. And he did shift to Julia at some point, so okay, that's why Jacob's is lower, because for a bit of time, 12 and 32s, 44. This went off 43 times, but still, that means Victor's skill alone did more damage than Julia's or Jacob's. And in 53 times from Adut and Eddie. Oh, Adut and Eddie didn't deal enough damage in both of their skills to match Victor's. This is why Victor is changed the shelter garrison game immensely. We don't have him like that, but I have him, technically. I haven't put anything into him, but I have him. I sure shit wasn't leaving 6 without him. I know he's going to be helpful. Now let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. No leader heroes? I've got one okay set of armaments, for at least my power anyway. Well, it also means you left without Bianca, so. And Bianca was worth staying for. Bianca very quickly went from non-existent to being one of the more noticeable commanders on the field. Okay, I don't like that it keeps showing me. You got better reports? Please share. Dut Eddie with garrison armaments on rallies. So not asking questions. Okay, we have a 20-minute rally. Against RPG. Light? No, the parts are not great. Armaments definitely haven't beat. What do you mean it's expired? Adut Eddie is a solid rally. Robert Eddie is a solid rally. Yeah, they did. Defense won for 2 hours, and did they hit? Oh no, I keep forgetting that happens. You're using. Yeah, this is the first that's happened. I don't think I've had a. It's been a while since Panda's spoken in one of my streams. Happy to have him. This is nuts. I have 4 times as many deaths as I do troops. The Jin carry is an interesting choice. Did they launch any other rallies during this? Nope, just RPG all the way. Armaments, not great. I'm really surprised this was even. Well, as even as it was. That's why. They had field control. I don't know why I didn't notice that. If it's as jagged like that and they have field control and you're struggling to get your troops in. That's why I was happy to show off that other one from 263. Because they weren't able to get troops in for a whole 2 hours. It was slowest rally on the planet. But they got but they managed to get that refill rally in there, fill it back up, and HM just said, no, we're not dealing with another 2 hours of this. Yeah, I. You need range rallies. Which is why I think the Archipelago raid changes are going to be interesting. Yeah, this is a pain to watch. This is infantry on infantry. This has been going on. This one rally has been going on since. Well, when did the last one end? 3:53. So we've already been in this one for about an hour. They had a full 3 million troops in there. To be honest, I don't think the changes are good enough on Jin. Just the fact they got rid of the restriction on his stats being siege specific on one skill. Yeah, they increased his buffs. They removed the siege specific on one of his skills to make him slightly better in the field. They did that in one. They did that in the last rally. They're probably waiting until they're sure that when the rally gets there, it'll be able to fill it back up, and no one's troops get wasted. Because, and for a first effort at it, they did pretty well. A couple of them ended up marching to their deaths, but a lot of them were coordinated enough to get into the metro after it canceled. And rally size seems less impactful now that they increase the amount of troops that can be power and reduce the number of rallies that can be met. Yeah, 15% of 2 million, you're looking at 300,000? 300,000 more troops? No. God, Lord. It's too late for me to be trying to do math quickly. No? Yeah, it is 300,000. Stop counting myself. 2.3 million rally versus a 2 million garrison. Actually, it'd be more than that because... What's the max from that one? 20%. So, versus 2.4. You stand with 200,000 troops, or Peter stand with 150. Yeah, the garrison starts at 3 million in Darkseal, but we're thinking about towers for Archipelago raid being increased to 2 million. I would have to go with Stan at 200,000 troops because Stan's the man. He'd probably lose, but I still want to see it happen. Jin being such a paywalled commander that you have to have pretty much most of the VIP unlocked to get him, and him be only this good is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. Jin should be overpowered. I would be perfectly fine with Jin being overpowered because he's locked to the people who are spending the most money on this game. But yeah, what was Rise of Kingdoms? Was it not Ferdinand? Crap. But he was another mixed troop commander. Cannot remember his name. Had great siege abilities. He was entirely designed for siege, and he was good at it with mixed troops. He could replace troop-specific commanders if you needed him to. Oh, Minamoto was basically Catherine, but better. I'm thinking of the mixed troop commander that came after him. Hannibal. Thank you. Attila Takeda is the best rider. Is the best rider pair in Rise of Kingdoms still for rallies. It's been so long since I've played. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head from like 3 years ago. But yeah, Hannibal Barca was the name. If that was rallying you, you didn't have much of a chance. Oh. Don't worry, this rally will still be here when we come back. Oh. It's like Rygoro's sitting there just to help Bella's damage. Yes. Yes, he did. And if I remember correctly, he wasn't designed to deal a lot of damage himself. He was kind of like Jin in that respect, where he was going to hurt you over time. OXO Zombie Destroyer. Where are you at? Oh, there you are. Huh? Why? They don't have anyone else in the alliance that... Maybe his armament's better. I don't know. No, that's range. Sort of. But not a fighter. Okay, maybe they don't have anyone better. Yeah. Han sends a rally. You just let it go. Anyways, you can't take on these max gear rallies fighting these whales. It's pointless. They... What? Why? Are they just toying with him? They are. They're milking him for kills. Anyways, hold on just a second. They're gonna send another rally at this, so we've got 5 minutes to go watch paint dry. It's coming along nicely. It is. It's what we're watching right here. This is a little bit faster than the last rally, but infantry on infantry rallies or infantry on infantry, even friendly fights, or just watching paint dry. What was his name? Tex. I can't remember the alliance. One of the Dark Seals that we were in, I ended up trying to square off against a tier 6 infantry, and I was basically just testing how much I could do. So I had the full the full buff to my squad capacity, the max defensive buff, so I'm bringing like 320,000 tier 5 troops to his 220,000 tier 6, and we fought evenly for an hour. Yeah, you could take a nap. The last one, and this is down in the 200s, so they're already not doing as much damage as other ones. This one lasted 2 hours. And just a nice, smooth decline in troops. And as soon as it came back up, you're just like, shit. And they canceled. Not like what Tree was showing, and like a fucked up EKG machine. Over the course of 2 hours. I did. Someone on the, apparently I didn't need to tell them. Because someone on the stream is the one that informed me of this rally happening, and apparently as soon as I said it in the stream, they were already setting up the rally. So I didn't even need to reach out to the defenders like I did. They sent that one counter rally, got over 1 million troops into the metropolis through all of this field control, and yeah, they did. Like, nope, we're not sitting here for another 2 hours. We're gonna try it again. I want to watch them do it. I want to see if they do it again. What is he doing? You got cars. I don't know what that was about. Oh, that's almost made it in there. I'm surprised too. I would have figured once they got down to the 2 million mark, it would have been that's when they would have started it. But there's a little bit less field control this time around, I think. So they just need to get it started. But I think if that happens this time around, it's going to be R40's Omni Destroyers base. He was down here in the corner. Well, yeah, his garrison is there. He doesn't have anybody else. But why can't he just bubble? He's only been on defense. And it's not like he's getting good trades out of this. Where are you going? Yeah, they're just... I'm surprised they haven't swarmed this yet. Peter Lewis isn't... If he doesn't have Peterson, he's got to have something. Yeah, you're probably right, Panda. He's probably offline. And since they're not rallying it, they're able to switch things in and out. Anyways. This is why you can't sit back, you can't sleep on infantry rallies. Who was the secondary for this Adut? Adut Lewis is definitely not a bad choice. It's so funny that they canceled a rally they had no chance of losing just so that they could try and get more kills. Someone let me know if that rally does launch. They're filling it with garbage now. Anyone that can make it in. But at least, I hope after all of this time, the base coat has at least been applied. Who are we rallying over here? This is overkill. Because I think Rubicon's a level 25. Yeah. Yeah, this is overkill. Yeah, that'll fall quick. They're gonna hit anyone that even so much as unbubbles. Yeah, at this point you gotta have that counter rally come in and refill this garrison, unless they're just, if they're giving up on it, pull the troops out. The garrison captain can just send them home, and it'd be better for them to die on the field than it would be. Actually, with the aid station, no, I take that back. Crisis aid helps, but I believe it's only about 2/3 of the troops you get back without resources. At least with the aid station, you can get up to 90% of them back without resources. Okay. It's weird you get used to AR format, half a day of matchmaking, half a day of checking out allies and enemies. I love it. Yeah, Island Raid had like 2 days of, 2 or 3 days of just sitting there waiting on stuff. And then you had 2 of the 4 days of action. For most islands, it was pretty much decided by the end of day 2 who was going to get what. And then you're sitting on you're just twiddling your thumbs trying to complete missions for the last 2 days. But with Archipelago raid, I think with it being 5 days now and having full access to build towers all the way to the level 6 tower on day 1, I think that's going to make things a lot more interesting for phase 1, definitely. And having a center fight was definitely necessary. Watching Boone and HMB not really fight in Archipelago raid because neither of them were trying to cross that middle against each other. Now they have something in the middle to fight over. Now, that's not much of an issue. Because if I remember correctly, here, hey, don't you all go anywhere. Let's see, game update notice. Where is it? Alliance leaders may change the garrison squad leader of Legion buildings. So now any Alliance leader can change the garrison squad leader of any Legion building. It doesn't say faction, so we still have to work with our factions on how to manage garrison squads and stuff like that. But with the limitation on friendly fire for faction members, it should be easier for us to work together. Okay, so honestly, I'll sit in there and I'll keep changing it to whoever it needs to be. If someone wants to be that level of a dick, we can just reach out. It's like, hey, this one, you've got someone from your alliance just putting in a garrison a gather captain. It's entirely possible. I mean, what if, and this is a hypothetical because I don't think it would happen, if they put Boone and HMB on the same side, in the same legion. There's not a doubt in my mind that, oh, thank you. There's not a doubt in my mind that Hans would change garrison captains for a Boone tower in a heartbeat. Just for the laughs. Oh man, this just hurts. A lot of healing there. There is. And it's not overhealing. Right. Yeah, it's not overhealing. But since... Yeah, Raigoro on support is not a good choice. He needs to either be the leader or he needs to not be there. Preferably not be there in this case. I mean, I love my Raigoro Thunder, and I've somehow managed to make it work for me. But I don't recommend it to people. I wonder if they'll try and counter-rally it. Considering they don't have any field control, you could run a infantry or a rider. We had fun with it. My Raigoro Thunder, it's always funny to watch it succeed. Or even come out even. But when I put Raigoro Thunder in a tower or any sort of defensive structure, I'm not there to win. I'm there to last. Until somebody better can get there. Like, Z's not in the tower yet. Put Brain in there. He can last for at least 5 minutes. I do want to see if this one will end. But I have been streaming for going on close to 3 hours now. So once we get to the 3-hour mark, I think I'm going to cut this off. So hopefully we'll get to see the end of this rally and watch a little bit more of the paint rally. And if you all have any questions or have any additional fights that are going on in Dark Seal between now and then, please let me know. But they are sending reinforcements. Yeah, this new setup it breathed a bit of life into the game that it desperately needed. Who's fighting each other? Oh, I know for us, things were a lot of fun. No, okay. Not what I was hoping it was. Yeah, it was a first release. It got a lot of flack for... Well, honestly, there was no way to, like, test it. HM1, damn it. I didn't see that. Yep, they lost it. Damn. I could have swore that was going to last at least another 20 minutes. I don't want IR back for the older regions, especially for the older regions, because, like I said, it's a 4-day event where everything was done by the end of 2 days. Yeah, I honestly think they believed that people were going to be able to push and pull quite a bit more with, being able to run 4 and 5 rallies at a time. It's like, oh, it should be easy to take down towers if they're able to get 4 rallies at a time. That didn't end up working out that way. So now adding a middle building for the win was definitely a better choice. There were plenty of archipelagos where that happened, and some of them were in very interesting ways. If you had one of the top or bottom legions working towards one side, I did see one where the top legion... Oh my god, they did it again. They're just cruel. They're just cruel. Oh man. That is just brutal. They're just farming glory. Hold on. What? Do we know what battlefield this is? Can't convince me Garrison Captain wasn't trying to give up Metro there. Yeah, he was. He was trying to send everyone home. And HA was like, nope, you keep it. We're going to keep fighting for it. Well, apparently, my older sister was in the 263, 264 fight, the paint rallies. So. anyways, I think with this rally being over and 264 finally applying the final coat, I'm going to go ahead and finish this one off. This stream has been a lot of fun, at the very least, and hopefully it was informative to some people with learning what refill rallies are. I will try and make a video about that after, before Archipelago raid starts, but give me a little bit of a break. I will be spending tomorrow with my wife. So, with that being said, thank you all for joining me today, and sticking around for 3 hours. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off until Archipelago raid in a few days. You all have a wonderful evening.